Hi Gemini, I hope you're having a good time in one way or another. There's always a way to have a good time, you know. Three-card tarot for the sign of Gemini in this reading. I'm doing it early May 2020, but the best time to watch it is right now, whenever that is. Okay, because we're drawn to these things, you see. I'm using the Rider-Waite deck. It's a rather different version of it from Turkey that someone gave me, but it's nice and bright and easy to read. So let's turn a card over, and the top card here we go. It's the Three of Cups. Now this is a very, very positive card, and it actually kind of more or less shows where things are at the moment, maybe where things are headed in the short-term future. But it's a very positive situation here, Gemini, and I know all around the world people are in not such a positive situation with everything that's going on now. But the fact is, good things can still happen, you know. The heavens aren't affected by any of this. The cosmic forces, the cosmic influences aren't affected by anything that's going on down here all that much. They'll just have to work in an even more mysterious way than usual. And this card, the Three of Cups, works in a very mysterious kind of way. In terms of a love reading, this is very, very positive. This is like the Lovers Plus. We've actually got three characters here, all more or less saluting each other and ready to drink from the cup. The cups are all about longings and desires, and this actually shows that things are, if they're not actually happening fruitfully yet, they will be coming into fruit very soon. Not only love in this card, it's like a mutual appreciation society. So there is support, there is help with whatever you want to do, whatever you want to manifest. The sky is lovely and clear in this card, so there's not a lot of clouds showing up on the horizon or anything like this. This looks like the way ahead is very positive. The only thing is, of course, when things are this positive, it's not a guarantee that they will always be this positive. So we've got to use our heads, Gemini. We've got to think, actually, when we get out there, when we get all that good stuff happening, what on earth are we going to do with it? That is always something we've got to think about and be mindful of. But this looks very, very positive. And if you've got a plan you were thinking of kind of going ahead with and, you know, really shooting for the stars, this is going to be a great time to do it. It really is. Nothing is straightforward, particularly at the moment, but actually particularly not ever. But this looks like the best place to kind of launch things from. This is looking really, really good. So there'll be people around you who can help, I've no doubt. And if this is a love reading for you, it's looking very, very positive indeed with the Three of Cups. It's pretty much all about your heart's desire. The Cups deck is all about the heart's desires and the things that we long for, and it looks positive there. It looks like things are coming in, starting to happen, but it is number 3 out of 10. So to be absolutely honest, it's early in the journey yet, but what a journey it's going to be. Looks really good. And I just look at all the fruits on the ground here, you know. That says, you know, basically what it shows in the card, that there are actually fruits. But we've also got to realise those fruits are on the ground. It's as if there's more fruit, more food, and more goodness going on than people actually need at the moment. So that is so positive, you know. It's always about making your dreams happen, this kind of thing, when we do a tarot reading. Never exactly tells you that your dreams have happened and, you know, it's all cut and dried. But there's a really, really positive start there. You've just got to stay on the horse. Whatever's going on, whatever's happening, you've got to make it keep happening, Gemini. So let's turn over card number 2. Oh, and this is very positive too. Number 6 from the Major Arcana. Aciclar, it says. And what it means is it's the lovers. Now, we've got them both here and they're together. So if this is a love reading for you, again, very, very positive. But whatever your plans are, whatever you're actually trying to achieve, this shows that it's underway. And being card number 2 of a 3-card spread, it is, of course, the heart of the matter. That's what it represents. So, in a sense, this is all about where you actually are now. It's, you know, the 3 of Cups before it is kind of what's in support of it. And whatever comes next is going to tell us where it's going to be going next. But right now, this is looking very good indeed. There's a volcano in the background. It looks like a dormant volcano, but volcanoes can erupt. So the question is, are you kind of prepared as a couple, or in the situation that you're in, are you actually prepared to take whatever comes? Because, you know, there's a potential there for, not just for disaster. You could read a volcano erupting in lots of different ways, and it's certainly not all about disaster. I can't see any disaster in this at all. all. But the way this card is drawn, it looks a bit like the Devil card. Okay, so the thing here is that you guys have got to perform somehow. It's that old thing where you fall in love, you're with the person that you love, and what are you going to do next? You've got to kind of really decide where you want to go, because life is change, and love is part of life, and love is change as well. Love that lasts forever, where people stay together for the rest of their lives, which I guess is what we're all hoping for in terms of love. It actually has to have some legs. It has to be going somewhere, and things have to be happening. So it's a very positive card indeed. The Lovers, it's number 6. It's much further along the journey here, so that's looking really, really positive. There are clouds in the card, but they're kind of pretty looking, happy looking kind of clouds. Let me look a bit more closely. We've got the kind of Adam and Eve apple tree there, so you know there's a slightly cautionary note there. Do you actually want to eat of that tree? You know, just be careful what you go for, because on this side there are flames all over the place, all over the card. On this side there are flames on the masculine side, and you know, the fruit of the tree on the feminine side. What are you going to do? How much are you going to eat of this tree? And really, you know, think again about those clouds, and think, you know, being together all the time means being together through thick and thin, and sometimes, my friends, it is going to be thin. There's no getting away from that. But the angel up above is sending blessings down from the highest levels, and actually there's an element of that is part of the meaning of the Three of Cups. It's kind of two lovers and an angel coming in as well, kind of the divine supporting whatever's going on. So those two cards support each other, and they do it in rather a spectacular way. Now these characters are out in this kind of green energy of the countryside somewhere, so they are actually making a journey already. The question is, you know, where are they going to go? Hopefully they're not going to go in opposite directions, and I don't think they are, because it's the Lovers card. But that is one of the possibilities. And as I make that link with the Devil card, it's not the devil in a nasty sense. It's kind of, I'm playing the devil's advocate and saying, you know, what are you going to do? Because you're going to have to do something to make this work and to make it last. Okay, so I'm back in, I am back shuffling, and I'm asking for card number 3, the outcome card in this reading for the sign of Gemini. And Geminis love outgoing. I don't know about outcomes where things are cut and dried, but nothing's ever cut and dried in this life, is it? Hey, we'll keep moving and we'll see what comes up next. Let's turn over the next card. Oh, here we go. The King of Swords. Right, so swords. We're now into decision making, and decisions have to be made. In fact, when the King of Swords comes up, we very often find that we've already made the decision in our mind and actually in our heart as well about where we want to be, what we're actually going to do. Not just what we might do, but what are we actually going to do. Now, if you're not concrete about that yet, Gemini, think about, you know, how that's going to round off for you, because the Gemini influence is so positive. I love Geminis. They're always kind of looking out for kind of good things in the situation they're in, and that's what you want to be doing, guys. That's great. You've got to be looking for what's positive. There's always something positive, and if you're going to kind of spread your wings and go further in life, go further on your journey through this world, and maybe through the spiritual journey as well, new things are going to happen, new unknown things, but as long as you have that positive mental attitude, they're going to be new good things. That's what this is all about. So we've got the King of Swords here, and this decision needs to be made. Now, there is a kind of very masculine side to this, of course, being the king. So if this is a relationship issue for you, and you know, it's different strokes for different folks. People have different reasons for consulting the tarot, but particularly if this is all about love, think about the man in the situation. If not the man himself, the masculine kind of energy, the what's actually going to happen side of things, because that is really, it's coming, you know, it's card number 3 in the spread. It is actually coming. It is actually on its way in. Again, the king here is out in the countryside with the trees behind him, but clouds in the sky, birds flying. It all looks very, very positive. But, you know, the question is, which way are things going to actually go? So you do need to be prepared for a decision to go either way as you go into the future. Being part of a couple is like that. You know, the best couples actually respond to each other and adapt to each other's heart's desires as they go together, because two become one. That's really strongly what we're seeing in the Lovers card here. And even though in the first card we got the 3 of Cups, there there are actually 3 characters. It's still all about 2 becoming 1 in terms of love. If this is a business reading for you, anything else at all but love really, the message is almost the same. It's just playing off in a different way. And we've got the King of Swords here saying, what are you actually going to do? What is going to make the difference in this relationship? What is it actually all about for you guys? And that's what you've got to think about. That is what you've got to be mindful of, friends, because it's always a journey. In the numerology here, we've got the 3, so it's kind of early in the journey as we have the first card, and it's kind of all about the here and now, not just as we see it, but what influences there are in the here and now. And we get to the middle card, and that is number 6 in the major arcana, so that's closer to the heart, and it's 6. It's well on its way to completion, but nowhere near actual completion yet. But of course, it all ends up with the King of Swords here, and that is very, very close to completion. He is kind of the highest card in the deck, unless you see aces high, but in that case he's still very near the highest card in the deck. So we really are steaming, stampeding even towards an outcome there. But it's looking a positive outcome. It's just, that King of Swords is not always a totally positive character. So, you've got to actually bring the positivity to bear in the situation. You're the one who's actually got to not just make decisions, but decide, are you willing to go along with the other person's decisions? That is really crucial, and it's all part of making your dreams happen. Because if you can get on and actually respect each other's decisions and go along with each other's decisions, the relationship is going to be really powerful and really positive. Well, this has looked very much like a love reading to me. I set out to do kind of a general reading, different strokes for different folks, whoever's watching, but I'm sure if you were watching for another reason, you'll have seen the thread to that. Basically, mutual appreciation at the moment, lots of energy behind what you want to do, maybe even more energy than you bring yourself. The 3 of Cups is a bit like fund matching, where a charity raises a certain amount of money and another, a business or something, or a benefactor or a philanthropist puts in the same amount of money to match whatever the charity has raised. So whatever kind of good vibes you've got going on at the moment, there's something else, there's another force, another influence ready to really help you get up. And well, you're the one who's got to get up. This other influence is going to make you go and really go for it. Do go for it, because the next thing we got, the 6, the Lovers. But King of Swords, at the end of the day, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to be decisive, but you are sailing towards a positive outcome as far as I can see. I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Do leave me a comment so we can share the journey. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm steaming towards 1,000 subs. Then I can get into doing live mediumship, which is what it's really all about. So do subscribe if you would not mind. It really helps me a lot. Put my email address down below if anybody wants a private reading. It's 35and83@gmail.com. That is 35and start again, I got that wrong. 35and83@gmail.com. 35and83@gmail.com. I got there in the end. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be along soon with more readings. Have a good one, Gemini. Peace.